YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. How you guys doing? This is gonna be our movie review for John Henry on Netflix. This is starring Terry Crews, and it has a little bit of Luda. This is on Netflix right now. At this time of me recording this thing, it's at like number 3 on the top 10 of Netflix. So shout out to Terry Crews. When I saw this and I see it, I'm like, oh, here is his hammer. Here is hammer ring. Big old hammer. I'm like, oh, snap. Is this for some John Wick shit? Is this going to be some Walking Tall shit? Is he going to be a man killing and gushing out blood all over the place? Oh, I'm down. Terry Crews, look, I'm a huge fan of Terry Crews. I like his personality. I like that he's a family man. I like that he's funny. I like Terry Crews, period, point blank. I remember when I first met Terry Crews at Battle Dome, I think it was called, and his name was T Money, bro. And he used to come out with the briefcase and a suit. And that fool came, I hit him on his chest. Pow! He was like, get off me. That's the first time I met him. That was way back in like 2000. And I feel like that might have been like 2000 or 2001, 20 years ago. That's the time I first met Terry Crews, when he was on his grind and come up, bro. So I love Terry Crews, man. I just want to get that out there. And Luda, you're fine. You're whatever, it's ludicrous. Yeah. So this is a story about a man, about a baby named John Henry, who was so strong. As soon as his daddy put his finger out, he squeezed his daddy's finger so tight he almost broke it off. And that's when the father knew that he would name this black boy John Henry, because he's big and black and strong. I feel like this movie tries to be a Shaft, like try to make a legend like John Wick, like it's trying to make a legend of this. And I so appreciate what goes into making film. I so appreciate what it means for a black lead to have his own thing, especially a black lead that I believe in and like. I understand what it takes: time, effort, resources, energy, and all of that into making films work. But who I am as a person as well, I am a person of integrity. I am a person who must keep it real no matter what the situation is, no matter how I feel about a director, a writer, a producer, a composer, or an actor. And that's basically what's going on here as well. John Henry is the worst film that I've seen on Netflix. I can't even call this a film. It has the lowest budget I've ever seen this looks like it was made for 10 G's. All right, look. I'm telling you, besides the fact that they got paid, the actors had to get paid, and I know they didn't get paid much. Outside of paying the actors, the production of this movie, I know it looks like under $50,000. The low budget is so atrocious. It looks like, and really, it looks like college students got their cameras. They went into the lab, into the studio of their film class, stole the cameras, and then made a film in one day. Looked like this movie could have been made in 2 or 3 days. This is a low budget, terribly written, terribly directed, terrible score, terribly acted upon. I need to just cut to the chase and talk about what is good of this. What does John Henry do really well? I would say that John Henry probably is able to, it's able to keep your attention, That's what it was for me, because I was watching, I was waiting for him to blow up. I was waiting for him to do some serious. I was waiting for him to turn into John Wick. I was waiting for him to turn into Shaft. I was waiting to see this legend they kept saying was John Henry. Ain't no legend. Ain't no John Henry. Ain't no action star here. Ain't no action. It don't even show. He uses the hammer maybe once or twice, and it doesn't even show the effect on the face. It shows the cut, and then it shows a totally different angle. It just shows blood splatter. You can't even show the hammer collapsing into a face because you don't have the budget to show the hammer collapsing into a face. This shit is rated R strictly off of blood gushing alone. Ain't no sex in this motherfucker. Ain't no twerking in this motherfucker. What else makes this rated R? Maybe a couple of F words? I don't know. This motherfucker don't like guns. Took that street straight from Walking Tall. This is a black rock. Without the charisma, ability, swag, action. This is a muddled down black hood version of Walking Tall without the action and out the Walking Tall. This movie is really bad. This is a bad movie. The worst things, that's it. The paying attention to see what happens, waiting for what happens next, is the only thing that was good. Some of the cheesiest dialogue I have ever heard. It's like a blaxploitation film in 2020, but without the things that we love blaxploitation for. You know how blaxploitation films are awesome, but they're terrible? And we only call them terrible because, you know, the mic is in the frame, shit is low budget, it's hazy looking, somebody walking through the back, looks low tier. That's what John Henry is without the awesomeness. It's the negative things about blaxploitation, in my opinion. The same writer is the writer and the director are the same. I believe this is a debut thing for this man. I'm drawing a blank on his name now, so I'm gonna have to look this sheet up. I had it. Will Forbes. Okay, so Will Forbes is the writer and director of this. Well, he got help from Doug Skinner, whoever that is. But Will Forbes, L. Infinite L. Do better. Do better. You shouldn't have. There's the fact. All right. So the worst thing about John Henry is Will Forbes. His writing is terrible. It's grade school level. I mean, it's the most predictable film ever. Like you could just finish their lines for them in certain situations. Like climactic parts, you just know what's gonna happen. There's a couple of things where I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming, but it didn't really matter because it didn't do anything. But grade school writing and junior high, I think a junior high film student could have done a better job directing this thing. I mean, some of the shots, some of the takes, some of the cutaways, some of the shots he just chose to take over. Just having conversation and the editing of this. Oh my God. The writing, the directing, and whoever edited this shit needs to slap himself in the face. There's missing scenes from this movie, bro. There's one scene where he's looking at some art, and the girl's in a room with him, and then he looks, what's that? And there's no one there. Bruh, there's the edit. There's nothing good here. There is nothing good here, man, except seeing Terry Crews. And Terry Crews really tries. He wants a break. Terry Crews wants to be this dude. He wants to be a leading man. He wants to be an action star. He wants to do that, and I want him to have it. But God dang it, this is not how you do it. Netflix, man, I'm going to keep it a buck. Hey, shout out to this blackness. I love it. But we don't want this. If this is the type of blackness that needs to be that gets represented on screen, bro, let me tell you, Terry Crews, you should have said no. You might as well say no than associate your name and your brand with this type of quality, because this makes it worse. Now this is on your resume, on Luda's resume. This doesn't look good, bro. You did that shit weak, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like sometimes throwing us a bone, Netflix. ain't really throwing us a bone. You know what I mean? Like sometimes Netflix, I can't believe I'm saying this. Netflix needs to be more. Netflix giving everybody money. I need to go on Netflix and pitch them a show because they throwing checks and everybody. It seems like Netflix didn't throw that big budget at this movie. You greenlit this movie, Netflix, but you didn't give them the budget that they needed in order to make this better. You couldn't get a better writer and director. Like this was just like, all right, yeah, make your black movie. Sure, here's $90,000. Make it happen. And I'm like, dang, like. It's best off we didn't even see this. It's best off that John Henry was never created. That's how I feel. And I feel that way because I know Ludacris is in this movie. There's Ludacris fans out there. Terry Crews is in this movie. I'm a Terry Crews fan. There's people there's nobodies in this movie that are like, yeah, I'm in a movie, y'all. It's cool for them. But as far as Terry Crews go, like, bro, this ain't a good look, man. You should have just said no, bro. Because now you're associated with some trash right here, bro. And this movie, oh, yes, this movie is trash. I can't, there's that bias does not exist within me where I just gas shit up just because I see black folk on the screen and because I like Terry Crews. This is a really bad movie. You know what? If you guys have time, and I won't even, you know what's funny? What's really weird about this movie is, at one point, I was just watching it to finish it just to see how bad it was going to be. And that was entertaining in itself. So I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Check out John Henry and just explore and witness for yourself just how bad this movie actually is. And for that, I give John Henry that F because it deserves the F. And that's really all it is to it, Jack. Subscribe to the channel for more of that great content. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing, man. Deuces.